Today we celebrate one of the 12 great feasts of the Lord Jesus Christ, the Presentation in the Temple. Christians have kept this date on their liturgical calendars since the 4th century, and there are several important elements to this feast which offer inspiration to our devotion. First, it is according to the law that Mary and Joseph present Jesus in the temple. The law was that any firstborn child had to be redeemed by an offering of a lamb and a dove, or if the family were poor, like the Holy Family, 2 doves. This redemption of the firstborn children is a direct reminder of God's saving grace in sparing the firstborn of Israel, but in striking down the firstborns of the Egyptians at the time Moses led people out of their slavery. So the feast is a reminder of God's great act in our religious history, the Exodus. Second, Jewish women had to be purified 40 days after the birth of their children according to the law. Thus, Mary went also for her prayers of purification after birth. In fact, until about 1972, today's feast was known as the Purification of Mary in the Roman Catholic Church. At that point, we return to the more ancient custom of the Presentation, as celebrated by Eastern Catholic churches. So, the feast is a celebration of our unity with Eastern brothers and sisters, as well as with the Orthodox churches and with most Protestants. It is a real feast of Christian unity. Third, the scriptures testify that it is a feast of prophecy. A man, Simeon, and a woman, Anna, both offer testimony about Jesus and Mary. Jesus will be the light to the nations. Mary will suffer deeply in her heart. A spiritual sword will pierce her. This is authentic prophecy, not because it is historically provable, but because both the light and the suffering are seen as God's plan for Jesus, Mary, and for Christians. Prophecy is not magic and deception like predicting the future with a crystal ball. It is really an announcement of God's truth in the depths of human experience. Today, the baptized and the church are called more than ever to the prophetic announcement of God's truth in their societies. Fourth and finally, we bless candles today in many churches. Many communities call today Candlemas Day. The church blesses all which gives light to our minds and hearts, because Jesus is announced by Simeon as a light for revelation to the Gentiles. And virtually all of Christianity was and is of the Gentiles. Recall also that the Presentation of the Lord is the 4th mystery of the joyful mysteries of the Rosary. May we experience the joy of God's mission today at Mass or when we can meditate on the Lord Jesus Christ. There is redemption here. There is Christian unity here. There is prophetic truth here. And there is the light of God Himself in His Son, Jesus.